Uncertainty surrounds the U.S.-Iran talks as ceasefire nears its end. The White House has put out that the Vice President, JD Vance, has not departed for Iran talks. In fact, Iran has not confirmed yet that its negotiators will attend these peace talks. Neither the U.S. nor Iran has publicly confirmed the timing of the talks in Islamabad either. In the latest, U.S. President Donald Trump says that Iran has no choice but to send delegates to Pakistan for talks with America. In an interview with the CNBC channel, Donald Trump pointed out that he expects to be bombing if progress is not made in Iran peace talks. The president asserted that he did not want to extend a ceasefire with Iran. He also claimed that America is in a strong negotiating position and would end up with what he called a great deal. U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and his son-in-law Jared Kushner are expected to join JD Vance. The three officials led the American delegation during the first round of talks as well on the 11th of April. But it is unclear who they're coming to meet because Tehran says that no delegation from Iran has departed from Islamabad yet. Iranian officials say that they feel the Trump administration has not acted in good faith in the negotiations and has refused to back down from what it calls excessive demands. Iran's parliament speaker Mohammad Ghalibaf, meanwhile, said that the country will not accept talks under the shadow of threats from the American leader and would show new cards on the battlefield if the war resumes. Now remember, Iran is reportedly planning a single coordinated strike which could wipe out 32% of global oil supply if this war resumes. According to the country's Tasnim news agency, the targets could be Yanbu pipeline in Saudi Arabia. It is, remember, the artery connecting Saudi oil fields to the Red Sea, one of the world's largest bunkering hubs. The Fujairah oil facility in the UAE, Saudi's Aramco oil facilities that hold the world's largest proven reserves, is also among the key targets. Iran plans the closure of Bab al-Mandeb Strait as well, which alone, remember, handles roughly 6 million barrels per day. Pakistan is racing against time, and the odds to try to convince Tehran to join talks with the U.S. aimed at ending this war is now in its 8th week. Pakistan says that a formal response from the Iranian side on the confirmation of the delegation is still awaited. Pakistan, meanwhile, has been making elaborate arrangements for the high-stakes talks. The Serena Hotel in the capital city has been fortified, which is the expected venue for the next round of peace talks as well. The hotel has been wrapped in barbed wires. It has also asked all guests to vacate. The police and army officers have secured main streets around Islamabad. All tourist sites have been shut for security reasons to avoid overcrowding. At least 9 American aircraft have landed in Pakistan reportedly over the past 3 days, bringing personnel and equipment to be used by the Vance-led negotiating team. Earlier in the day, the Chinese ambassador to Pakistan, Jiang Zhaidong, met with Pakistan's Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar. The meeting comes ahead of another round of negotiations that are expected in Pakistan between America and Iran, aimed at ending the war. According to a post on X by Pakistan's foreign ministry, Jiang conveyed China's full support to Pakistan's mediation efforts. All right, let me quickly go across to Susan Tehrani, our correspondent. She's joining us live from New York at the moment. Susan, what are you hearing at the moment? There's a lot of, uncertainty that still prevails. Earlier, we had reports of JD Vance leading a delegation and departing for Islamabad. Now you've got the White House saying that he's still around and he is attending policy meetings. Any word from the White House yet whether the second round of negotiations have been confirmed?
It appears that it is confirmed that JD Vance will ultimately travel to Islamabad. The United States and the Trump administration believes that despite what we're hearing publicly, the Iranians will ultimately show up as well. Now, anything can change in the span of a few hours, but those policy meetings that you rightly mentioned, one of them is for 1:30 p.m. local time Eastern. With President Trump, JD Vance is expected to attend. And then there's another 3 p.m. policy meeting, again, local time, with President Trump having it on his schedule, closed press, which is believed that JD Vance will attend, and possibly also Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff. But, there's this question right now hovering on whether or not the president will ultimately, despite saying that he won't, will extend this ceasefire, considering the fact that even if all parties arrive in Pakistan, it will either bypass the ceasefire time or it will be a very close call. So, timing is also of essence right now. And as you mentioned, everything very much still up in the air. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not President Trump will make any public statements. He does have a public schedule at around 4:30 p.m. It's an NCAA event, but he may talk about Iran as well.
All right, Susan, you keep an eye on that. We'll keep touching base with you as far as the latest is concerned from Washington, D.C. Thanks very much for joining us at the moment.